keeping a watchful eye over the Ole Miss tennis program is assistant coach Devin Britton. The former professional tennis player couldn't turn down the opportunity to return to where it all began for him, Mississippi and Ole Miss.
Growing up in Mississippi, the typical sports you play are football, basketball, baseball. So, from an early age, people were kind of looking at me funny, like, what kind of sport is this guy playing? But no, I spent all the time that I could possibly spend on it. I was out there all day, every day. I was probably the best player in Mississippi when I was, 13 or 14 years old. There wasn't a massive pool of competition here. So that's kind of when I decided to go down to Florida and to IMG academies, Boletaries, and try to continue to build on my game, the base that I developed here in Mississippi.
Despite making great strides at IMG Academy, Britton wanted to further his development. And when it came time to choose a college, it was an easy decision to make.
I had been an Ole Miss fan, since I was, 5 years old, or, since I can remember. My dad went to school here, and, for me, when I knew I was going to school, I knew it was Ole Miss. I mean, there was really no other option for me. And a lot of other coaches had some issues with that. They didn't like to hear that. But I knew Coach Chadwick and Toby had a heck of a program here.
Devin was always on our radar. Obviously, he was, if not the top-ranked American, he was certainly one of the top 2, 3. It was just a matter of getting his interest and getting him on campus.
And I'd been away from my family in Florida to kind of get back close to home. I was pretty excited at that prospect.
To say Britton felt right at home would be an understatement. In his first and only season as a Rebel, it would be one for the record books.
Well, it happened fast, and I think looking back, it happened really fast. It was basically 4 months of just nonstop action, and I think I shocked some people with the success that I had in that first semester. I shocked myself. I didn't see that coming, and it was just one of those things that was really special.
What I remember from those days were excitement, joy. I mean, every match we played at home, we had, it felt like we had just 1,000 people there, which we probably did. And obviously, us being ranked as high as, number 2 in the country, we were on a streak there. I think we went 11-0 or 12-0 or something in the SEC. And yeah, just an unbelievable year, a great atmosphere. And what was really standing out was how well he fit into the team.
In the 2009 season, Ole Miss would go on to win its 5th SEC championship, 3rd SEC tournament championship, and make the Elite 8 in the NCAA tournament. Britton became the first freshman in program history to earn All-American honors. He would win the NCAA singles title, and at the age of 18, became the youngest ever to do so, breaking the record held by John McEnroe.
It was just for me to be representing Mississippi, Ole Miss, and to be kind of on the biggest stage of college tennis and to be successful. That was, I was very proud. I was proud of myself, and it's probably my greatest memory to date is playing here for Ole Miss and being a part of that team that I was a part of.
After one season at Ole Miss, Britton went pro. He had a wild card entry to the U.S. Open, and when he found out who he would be playing, he literally could not believe it.
Well, I remember I was on the bicycle in the gym, and I was kind of just getting a warm-up in, getting ready to go practice, and one of my buddies came up to me. He's like, "You're playing Federer," and I'm like, "It's funny, man, whatever, I'll talk to you later." And, it turns out I did, that he wasn't kidding. And I was like, yeah, okay. So then, all of a sudden it starts to hit you, okay, I'm going to go out, I'm going to play on the center court, Arthur Ashe Stadium, and I'm going to play against the best player in the world. And, from that point on, I think I stopped breathing there for a couple of days, getting ready for it.
Obviously, when the draw came out, I think it, at first, obviously, it was like, wow, I'm playing Roger, and that's going to be a tough task, but at the same time, I said, what a great opportunity and something that you will remember for the rest of your life, and it really turned out to be that way.
Well, that is some way to break Federer's serve. The 18-year-old breaks Federer.
It was incredible. I remember walking on the court and I'm just saying to myself, please don't trip over anything. And that level of adrenaline was like nothing I'd ever felt. I mean, I looked up in the crowd and it was like just a sea of people, you know. I remember in the warm-up, the first ball that I hit, I think I hit like 35 feet, you know, long, because I was just so jacked up and ready to go. But yeah, it was incredible. Just shaking his hand at the end of the match was pretty special.
Well, I'm sure it's been a wonderful occasion for Devin Britton to be a part of, particularly as he managed to be as competitive as that in that third set.
Britton embarked on a 4-year pro career, but grueling travel and a few nagging injuries convinced him it was time for a break. A return home to Mississippi and Ole Miss seemed like the perfect next step.
Well, part of coming back to get my degree, I was the student assistant coach. And first of all, it's just a heck of an opportunity. I'm extremely thankful to Coach Chadwick and Toby and Lynette as well for you know, allowing me that opportunity to come back. I didn't want to leave tennis, you know, I really didn't, and that's kind of my passion. That's always been my passion. And you know, 3 years of being a student assistant, you know, only just kind of gave me some time to really realize that and to learn along the way, you know, kind of what all goes into the coaching side.
Serve, guys! Keep killing them with positivity, huh? Like that deuce point, miss a first serve and you say, come on. Yeah. That stuff makes a big difference. Too tough, Bill! Come on, boy!
He knows us on a personal level that some coaches might not know their players because of the way that we started out in our relationship. And so, you know, when he's on my court, I feel like I'm talking to him like a friend and not so much as a coach.
The guy's NCAA champion. I mean, just him being there, sitting next to you, and he's feeling comfortable about you. You know, I'm playing my game, and he just comes to me and be like, "Just keep working, man. This is incredible." You know, I feel awesome when he tells us.
You can do it, huh? You can do it, right?
Once I go for it, I miss. Once I play
let
with
me hear you say it.
Yeah, I can do it.
Right?
Yeah.
Huh? Let's be strong here, man. Be strong, huh? This one right now. Defense to offense, all right? When you're way back in the court, you hit a good deep ball, you earn a short ball. How fast can you get up to that ball? How much court can you take? A great move there, great move. This next one, he's thinking about it. Yeah. Doesn't even matter if you make it or not. You're putting pressure on him. That's what I like.
He also tries to be super humble, and I mean, a lot of, you know, guys never get to achieve what he did, you know, play on a big stage like that. But Devin, he's sometimes almost shy, you know, to talk about it.
You really kind of have to get to know him and get in the right position, the right day where he feels like he wants to talk about it. The topics will come up about, oh, you know, he played Federer and he won a national championship, and you'll start talking to him and just realize the depth to which he knows about the game. So when he tells you something, you don't just brush it off. You know, everything he says, you're gonna listen to and you're gonna think about it, because this is a guy who has done it.
Whatever he says, we know he knows what he's talking about. Obviously, he's been the top level singles player and doubles player. So whatever he says, we know that has some weight to it. You know.
I think it comes down to trust, you know. And I mean, I trust Devin, and like what he says, I'm listening, you know. Like, and then we can like talk about it, and you know, like kind of. Yeah, I mean, I really like when he communicating with me, and it feels good, you know.
On the way to work every day, I'm thinking to myself, you know, this is crazy. I'm here. I just love it. I do. I mean, Ole Miss has kind of been my dream since I was a kid, and Oxford, you know, what better city to be in, and the game of tennis that's been my life since I'm 5. So. I feel like I've hit a home run. It's kind of the trifecta there, and just extremely happy to be here, and excited to help grow the program.